Alright, y'all missed out on the fun stuff. This car is supposed to have two brackets here to hold the roof on. And the car is not square, so we're going to have to put the brackets on before we can square the windshield up. Of course, where they had the holes drilled for the windshield, they didn't line up with nothing. So I fabricated me two brackets here. Here's one. The other one's over yonder. And what we're going to do, we're going to make a slot right here in the side of the body. And since it's a fiberglass car, I'm going to run this post down like that. That way my ear sticks up. But the only downfall of that is you're in the car when the top ain't on it, and you want to rest your arm on that, you have gouge marks in your skin. I've got some from a Chevrolet. So what I'm thinking about doing is drill my holes there, come down here and slot me a hole. That way whenever the top's on it, I can pull it up, and when the top's off, I can drop it down. There won't be just a little bitty nub sticking up right there. But it'll leave me enough room to grab a hold to it, pull it up, lock it, put the roof on. Works in my head. Let's see if it works in reality. I made my marks up. The car is, if you measure it from the hinge pocket to there, is 33 1/4. And if you measure crossways the car is 51 3/4. If you measure crossways here, it is 51 1/4. The car's a 1/2 inch out of square. So if you measure from there over to where I'm doing my mark is 55 3/4. You measure from that side over here to where I've made my mark, it is 56 1/4. It's 1/2 inch out of square. So therefore we got to make the roof a 1/2 inch out of square to fit on the unsquare car. Then we're going to have to move the windshield forward, because on a 32 Roadster body right here, there's supposed to be a crown that runs across here on the cowl, and then your windshield has a piece of rubber. So when your windshield's up, the rubber seals the wind and water and rain and whatever else off from coming in the car with you. So I'm going to have to build that up with fiberglass. At least 3/4 of an inch. So let the fun begin. And like I said, y'all missed out on me making them, so I figured bring y'all in to do this. Drill bit ain't gonna hold up for much of that. Well, that was fun until it ended. Salt in that one coming. Those little gold drill bits, they can't hold up for heat. No matter what you're drilling with. Number 2. Okay. Now that's all said and done. Here's my IMO deer. Cameron, are you getting sick? Been playing in the snow all day?
No.
Pow. Hey. Look at there. That ought to play havoc on the paint job. Okay, so if we go from the center of that hole, this here is 1.25 inches tall. So if we go down and leave quarter up, that shouldn't tear up your arm too bad. What's the chances of both of them being the same? There ain't nothing else about the car being the same. Don't need to start now. Let me feel like I accomplished something. Sticks up a little more than 1/4 inch. That would work. You can grab with your fingers. Pull up on it. What you think? We need to leave it where we can adjust that up and down. Far down. Right there you can get it. So if the crown of it stuck up, at least it won't be that bad on your arm. So once you put some paint on it, won't be that bad. Yep. Okay. Let's go drill and lay some holes. With the gilligan and the food. Follow me if you want to live. And I'm using a file to mark a straight line with too. So probably have to fit over that. Oh well. You need to get over it. And if you don't, they make pills for that. Clancy, Clancy. Works like it was supposed to. Did it follow right through that line right there? So now I'm gonna do drill a hole. Alright, we're gonna call this the left side. We're gonna call this the other side. But not the left side. This is here gonna be a bugbear because for some reason that bar there ain't the same as that one. Not there, the center. Okay. So what we're going to do is, since that's got a kick to it, so we'll take and bend this in. Put a little Z to it. You see what I did there? And that one's got to go a little further down. Y'all didn't realize, but while y'all was out looking for a battery, I went ahead and drilled this side. Threw the hides out of the way, and then it's up for use. If anybody's got an alternator for GoPro, we need one. That thing eats more batteries than I've ever seen in my life. If anything we've ever had. Maybe y'all can watch me drill this and the battery stay charged on it. Here's that one. About the same, man. Alright. Yeah, we used to build fiberglass bodies. I had a chop gun and all. When we sold our house in Georgia, I gave it away. Because I couldn't find nobody who could help me operate it. Everybody couldn't stand the chemical smell. No! Use 11. And these have 2 burrs, so if the roof tries to fly off, they're going to bite into the fiberglass to keep it from going anywhere. But if this car reaches speeds enough to where the roof's going to fly off, we may all have problems. That hole too shallow. Look at what you done did. What you done did that for? That's where you made your mark. Ain't not no little ticky-tack from the well can't fix. Oh! You can do all this stuff. This again. Oh. Ta-da! Just like nothing ever happened. Oh, that's gonna be fun. We used to make the fiberglass fenders that goes over the tandems on the back of 18-wheelers. We used to make the 27 T-bodies. We used to do all kinds of stuff. And then Mother Nature and Father Time caught up with me. Neither one of them play games. They're cruel characters. Ta-da. We have success. So now, we put our top back on. And we've got all kind of waves right here too, so that means I got to fill in some of that with fiberglass so that the top will seal. You don't want the top to seal 100% because it's a cocoon from here back. So when the wind gets in here with you, it can't go nowhere, so it's got to go somewhere. So maybe put some big vents right here that open up like fish gills. Oh, and I wound up filling in the body over here where the door stuck out past the body, a ½ inch at the bottom. I went in and flushed it up, so the door's got waves in it. Like I said, it ain't gonna be a perfect show car. The bottom line here is gonna be black over the wheel well. The wheel well is gonna be black. It's gonna come back here. to make this transition, this is going to be black. Across the tail end of it's going to be black. And this is going to follow the belt mold up. And then this mold here is going to be black. This here is going to be maroon, metallic. This here is going to be gold pewter, nearby, close to the same color as the top. So from here up to pewter, it's going to have a black stripe here, that'll be pewter. And then the grill shell, there is no belt line in the grill shell. The grill shell is just an oval surrounding. So either I got to paint the grill shell total maroon, which is going to look stupid with the top up being maroon coming into that pewter firewall. And if I ever put a grill on it, a hood on it, this belt line is going to follow the hood around and dead into the grill shell. So I think what I'm going to do is taper. I've got a hood out back, but I don't want to run a hood on it. But the hood seam tapers towards the front, it gets narrower. And that being a fiberglass body line is wider than the factory seam is anyhow. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is taper the black down and then taper it into the front of the grill shell to a point and just let it fade into the grill. That way the top of the grill will be pewter, it'll have a small black stripe on it, the bottom of it will be maroon. I'm going to paint the engine maroon. Since the engine's going to be low in the maroon area, I'm going to paint the engine maroon. That's the reason I'm not going to run a hood with side panels on it, because the engine's going to fill in my blank where my side panels will be maroon. I'm going to leave transmission black. Don't worry about it. It's going to be on the firewall. But I had to fix the firewall from where, when the car got wrecked, the motor and transmission went into the floorboard and busted all that out. So I did all that off camera. But all that got fiberglass reworked, Bondo, and it's ready to go. But that's my intent. Is since that spreader bar is chrome, the grill's chrome, the wheels are chrome, windshield's chrome, the windshield surrounding, I'm gonna paint it black, or either I may paint it pewter gold, but I'm gonna paint it because it's raw. They didn't have chrome ones in stock, and all the chrome ones they did have that we've seen before had little tiny pits in it. So I figure instead of spending $400 on a surround, it's got pits in it, I just paint that one. That way I have control of my pits. But that's the idea behind the paint job. Firewall's going to be black. That way it kind of mirrors the chrome and the pewter on the engine. But that's the way the motor's going to be. We're not running fenders. I wanted to run fenders, but I got a 32 Ford pickup truck down in Georgia. We got to bring up here, and I got a 31 Chevrolet pickup truck. Both of them's cab trucks, and then we got a 29 Roadster pickup. It's red with black fenders, but I'm gonna make all my pickup trucks be fender trucks. This will be the only open wheel car, and I think we're gonna sell that 27 because somebody cut it and widened it 6 inches in the middle, so it's a T-bucket. It's got 32 piecemeal frame rails up under it. They've been pinched in to where they fit the body, and then the body was widened 6 inches so that everything fits each other. But it is a cobbled up mess, but it is a metal body. And I have a firewall, a factory firewall in it. Summers. Headers and all in there. But anyhow, there's a factory 27 firewall for it. But like I said, I think we're gonna get shed of this. It's gonna be hard enough for me to get in out of that one. So now the dilemma is this is gonna come forward. know what, if I put a spacer right there, I could see the spacer. That way it would go over to the roof. Still I gotta fill that in. And another thing about these cars, back in the day, there wasn't no fit and finish to them anyhow, by the fact that Henry Ford made them. So when you get into being too picky, you dig yourself a grave that you can't get out of. Well, we had some misfortunate happenings with camera. We thought there was video the whole time and the battery was dead. But anyhow, we had to fiberglass this and build it up. We'll put in a clip of how it used to look. It used to be about this tall. About a ½ inch tall. But as you can tell in the mold, this has got a sag in it right here in the middle. And it's just in the casting, so there's no way to actually pick it back up because they've double layered everything in here for the hinges. So what I opted to do was to build the rack, the back of the body up where the roof will sit on it and seal, instead of trying to cut the reinforcements in here and bending the fiberglass. So we got that accomplished. We got that blocked out. The windshield, there again, the cowl had a flat spot on it. It just comes straight into the front of the car. So in this body, it's got a swag right here in the middle of it, which this is supposed to be flat. And it's supposed to have a riser right here for the windshield to seal on. It's got a little rubber seal. It goes on the bottom of the windshield. And this here rubber seal, when the windshield is laid like it's sitting now, this seals up against that to keep rain from blowing in. So what I wound up having to do is fiberglass this and then backfill it with Bondo to make my tray, which if it's got fiberglass in this, that ain't all Bondo. So I'm gonna put a skim coat over the top of it to cover the Bondo up, and then I'm gonna feather this as a gentle incline right there to do away with this hump. If you look across, you can see there's a shelf right there. So I'm gonna try my best to get this level, which it won't take much Bondo. So it'll start off flat here, have a little bit of a rise to it, and then flatten back off there. So that'll give me my cowl concave again, and that gives us the gap. I'm figuring on 3/4 of an inch between the bottom of the windshield and the front of the cowl. That way this just kind of lays there. So once we get this sanded down, I gotta fix the gap on that door over there. We showed you these earlier where you can just take and grab them with your finger, but if you're sitting in a seat, that shouldn't interfere with your arm. But like I said, y'all missed out on the building of that. I built it up with Dynaglass, which is just a Bondo with fiberglass hair, short fiberglass strand of hair in it. I built it up with it, and then I put a screw from the bottom up. That way it attaches the fiberglass to the body. That way it won't separate. And then I coated it off with Bondo. But you can see the Dynaglass right there in the Bondo. So it's not really that thick of a mold. But this side of the body over here, I done the body work on it. Door lines up. Like I said, the gaps ain't perfect, but with fiberglass it moves so much to where if you try and get everything exact, you'll wind up with issues on your hands. So that was puckered out a little bit. Now it's all flush. The doors has waves in them, but I'm not gonna go to that extent. It's got a roll here and it's got a flat spot right here. But it'll be all right for the time being. Like I said, I'm just gonna run this for a little while and then I'm gonna get me a metal body. But you can obtain these bodies for between $4,000 and $5,000, depending on if it's got the metal structure in it and if the doors are hinged and the trunk's hinged. But for steel body from Brookville Roadster, they're about $14,000. So a big difference there. So like I said, this is like a backyard build, something that somebody could do at their house. Just a model car in a bigger box.
Stay tuned for part 3, and don't forget, like, comment, share, and subscribe.